Hello and welcome to the Day There Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Kang. Rocka.
Welcome one and all to our dissection and deep dive of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. We're not going to go into a full, but get ready. Spoilers abound here, so we're just going to.
We will give you warning. Okay, so we'll give you advance warning so that you can listen up to a certain point, and then we will kindly let you know when the spoilers become fast and furious because we cannot avoid the spoilers and give it a true dissection.
Yeah, exactly. So
here we go.
All right, obviously it stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer,
And not least of
Jonathan
all,
Majors,
Jonathan Majors.
And a cast of hundreds and lots of CGI. Okay. The good, the pros, obviously Paul Rudd. Michelle Pfeiffer had a much bigger role in this film, and it's amazing. She's I'm not gonna I don't want to be ageist here because but she's getting up there, and I mean she's still pretty damn good. I mean, but
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but she's probably, oh my God, this is going to sound so misogynistic. She's probably the hottest 50 plus. Is she 60?
No, she's 60.
She's probably the hottest 60-year-old lady icon actress.
If Jada was 50 something, I mean, so she's got to be. I think, matter of fact, I think she's the same age as Madonna for some reason. That just sticks in my head.
And what's Michael Douglas? He's like 80.
Michael Douglas is maybe even older. All right, do your math from 58. Michelle Pfeiffer. She was born in 1958. So there you go.
64.
There you go.
65. All right, 65. Either way, no, she's still captivating. She's still she's top of the game as far as an actress goes. Obviously, without going again too deep into it, because that's not what this episode is about. They get sucked back into the quantum realm.
Yes.
And things that she did not reveal. The biggest of all would be obviously Kang. Again, these are not spoilers, people. You know this going in. You've seen the trailers. You know what's going on. And there's a whole universe. I wouldn't say world. It's a whole universe.
Yes. A subatomic universe under ours, a super microscopic universe.
And the things that they uncover are very revealing. In as far as perspective of where they are, who's everybody, existence and all that jazz. But the main thing is obviously Kang is there. I'm sorry, let me be more precise. One of the Kangs is there.
Yes, well, we already know that there was one version of Kang as He Who Remains in I think that was his name from Loki, if you guys remember. And if you didn't see Loki, you probably should see Loki. You don't have to, but it kind of helps.
It helps big time, and it will help probably all of phase 5, 6, and 7.
All right. And we all know, and if you don't know, well, there is something called the Council of Kangs. And the Council of Kangs is that as He Who Remains, the first Kang from Loki, mentioned that he was essentially the good Kang, basically, the good version of Kang, while all the other ones were much, much worse, including Kang the Conqueror, who is in this movie. And we all know Kang the Conqueror. I mean, he is just a man, a scientist, whatever, who through going through different timelines and different universes and multiverses, he acquires technology to the point where he is, virtually unbeatable.
Here's the thing:
he could almost like predict movements and what you and while fighting and stuff like that.
But here's the thing. Okay, we're not here to be apologists for canon or be critical, highly critical, because they separate from canon. We all know the whole thing. They're not supposed to be canon. It's their Marvel cinematic version. But like you just said, Kang was supposed to be unbeatable in the sense of strategy, intellect, technology. He's not a super soldier. Yes, he's strong. Yes, he's skilled. But he's supposed to be such at a higher level. He's 3, 5, 10 steps ahead of you.
Yes, he is human, but he is the what human, like I guess the most,
Pinnacle evolution.
yeah, the pinnacle, exactly, the pinnacle of human evolution.
So my point is, and again, this would probably be the first spoiler. Cover your ears, pause it, hold us, put us on the shelf from later. My biggest issue, because there's a few issues I have with the movie. Not that he gets soundly beaten, but the fact that he gets beaten, and not just beaten. Biggest spoiler. He bites the dust.
Yeah. Now, is it wrong for me to dude? I was rooting for Kang the whole time.
Okay, so like Thanos,
I was rooting for Kang the whole time because I'm thinking we all know the Kang. And if you guys don't know, I mean, leave on the rock, whatever. Haven't heard the news. Yes, Kang is the next big bad. He is better than Thanos. He's the next Thanos level type villain. And the next Avengers film is called the Kang Dynasty, which will culminate. I think phase 5 and 6 will culminate in the Kang Dynasty, which would be the next Avengers film. So, which, as you know, if you guys can tell from the end credit sequences, it's gonna
okay.
be glorious. It's gonna be
The first end credit sequence where you see spoiler, you see the actual Council of Kangs was pretty damn cool.
Yeah, you have and that scene is essentially almost slipped straight from the comics. There's a scene that's it's like they're in this Coliseum type area where they've united every single Kang from every timeline and multiverse universe, and led by Immortus, Ramatud, I believe, and the other cyborg guy, which the name escapes me right now. And the whole point that Kang showed up in the quantum realm because he was exiled, because he was a little too crazy, a little too, because this whole thing, he wanted to eliminate every timeline, every flawed.
But this is the same thing with Thanos.
Every incursion,
I could invite all the criticism. I take it. Not saying I agree. Okay, so let's get that out first. Not saying that I agree, but both with Thanos and Kang, the writers of Marvel have decided to give the bad guy his airtime, his voice. They let him say his reasons. And I can't 100% denounce it. I'm sorry. Even with Thanos, I get it. I wouldn't want randomly half the universe to be eliminated. But his point was we are consumed by greed. We're overpopulated. We don't know where to stop. We need all, not just humanity, all peoples need this cataclysmic show of humility. Okay, not agree with it, but I see that they're giving him his airtime to say his piece, why he's doing his heinous thing. Why is it? Okay, going back to Loki, Kang, he who remains, gave his point of view. And I think any version of Kang with a conscience, if they all agree that you cannot change the end result, you can change how you get to it, but you cannot change the end result. It is written, it is predetermined.
Well, yeah.
Maybe they wanted to change it. And the warning that comes full circle from this Kang, the Conqueror, to Paul Rudd's character Ant-Man, when he said, and he looked really distraught, when he said, it's a circle, I know how it ends, but we can change that. You don't have to die. Your version doesn't have to die. This doesn't have to happen. And he gave them warning, the second warning that was similar to Loki's Kang. You think I'm bad? You wait the rest of me.
Yeah.
That's coming. So maybe, outlandish, going on a limb here, I'm going to get taken out by the Achilles. Maybe Kang was right.
I mean, if there's one positive thing that Marvel is doing, at least in my opinion, is that we're getting better crafted villains. In the last, you know, not complete. We actually did a podcast on this. I mean, on the overall, they've been ho
Pretty
hum.
bad.
Not to the level of the heroes, obviously.
They've
But
had the depth of a sheet of paper.
yes, but Kang, Killmonger, Thanos, to name a few, um, are even Namor, you know, are up to snuff, so to speak. And speaking for all the critics who lambasted this film, I think at last glance it was like what 44% rotten.
Yeah, and I don't really understand that. I mean, it's not a terrible film.
No,
I
it's
understand that it's a little flat, but and I
yeah,
understand that 99, I don't know if you agree, 95 to 99% of the movie is all CGI.
yes. That I mean, you can't get away with it. You can't get away from it. I
It's the
understand,
quantum realm. It
but at
cannot
the
be a real
same
setting.
time, maybe it wasn't the best CGI. Maybe that's why it kind of stuck out to me.
It looked a little too vivid and not extremely but maybe that's the point, is that the quantum realm is not in our straight line world, and it's cloudy. There's no sun there. There's like million orbs of light happening. It's a different universe.
Yeah,
That I can get.
48% rotten, which is slightly higher than the 47 that Eternals got. While it's 84%, gone down slightly from the 85 it originally had from the audience scores.
Well, the other thing is, if you're not a hardcore Marvel superhero animation comic book person, and you're a casual fan who latched on to um, the movies because of the spectacularism, action, or what have you, maybe this is a little more left field than you're comfortable with.
Oh no, that 100%. This movie is a comic book fans movie.
Which
Okay,
is why I liked it.
yeah, which is why I think also the critics didn't get it.
Yes, because they're criticizing a movie not knowing that this is a comic book live action.
Yeah, this is very comic booky, if that's even a word. Very comic booky to the point where even when the Council of Kangs and all this stuff, you could almost see cackling villains in the background. And you're like, geez, it almost gets a little cringy to a point, but Jonathan Majors is so good in this role that he holds it together.
I would have to say Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, and so all three of them, and Jonathan Major, they executed extremely well. Actually, you know what? There's a lot of good performances. The guy who reads minds, and I've seen him. I'm very fond of him since The Good Place. He was very good. There's a little cameo bit with Bill Murray. There's the daughter. There's
Yes, his daughter. Yeah, sorry, Cassie.
Cass. There's a ton of good performances in a CGI world, so that I can understand. I do agree with you. I feel like the critics are holding up to a different standard,
Yeah,
and it's
you
not
talk
fair.
about Black Panther 2, which the critics loved. Heck, I think it's nominated for is it nominated for an Oscar? I mean, I'm
I
not even.
don't. I mean, I know Angela Bassett in a few roles, but to be honest, boy, I'm going to take a brutal beating here. I actually like this slightly better than Wakanda.
I think they're similar. I don't know. I think Wakanda's a little bit better, not by much, but this is much better than Thor,
Yes.
Love and Thunder, and it is better than Eternals. And hell, I would take a beating. It's better than Shang-Chi. You know,
No, I don't disagree with any of that. But
But
I
hey,
think the last five
look
movies,
back at our previous Shang-Chi review to see what I'm saying. I'm not gonna get into it. But
uh, Doctor Strange Multiverse, I think was the best one in the last 5, 6 movies.
And even that wasn't really understood by critics because again, it was very comic booky as well. You
Yeah,
know,
but also Sam Raimi did it, which was awesome. It was
it had the little horror tinge to it. You know what I mean?
a lot of critics make a point with this because this whole trilogy was what's his name? Reed but it was hijacked from the original director and
Well, Peyton Reed is
there
who directed it now. But it was
yeah
only the guy who did which his name escapes me now. Scott Pilgrim
yeah right
and
because
and
some
all that.
creative differences and whatnot. But all in all, I wouldn't say it's a knockout of the box. It's not a grand slam. It's not even a home run. I think it's a strong warning track power.
All right now, someone tells you, Raka, should I go see this movie? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not giving it the greatest endorsement in the world. There's tons of other movies better, but I would not say no, and I wouldn't say it's even average. I think it's above average. And it's quite enjoyable.
Okay.
I would like to see where they go from here because they've already went full fledged with how Kang is, without a doubt, leaps and bounds worse than Thanos. As Thanos had some psychological, sociopathic, mathematical probability to his reasoning of why killing random half. This guy's a whole new level of bad. You're talking about unapologetic murder on a trillion mass scale, all
Yeah.
because he has one singular mindset, which is he wants to win.
Yeah, it is.
It's not saving humanity, mankind, alien kind, or any race. He don't give a shit.
It is.
He wants to win.
Now the biggest, I get not flaw, but now it's like I know he signed for what, a 3-year contract, I do believe. I did hear that somewhere. But where will he appear next?
Well,
Obviously,
you already know where because the
no, he's
second,
gonna show up in Loki season 2.
and
First,
that's the
you know.
second spoiler. Hit the spoiler. What's
Oh,
too late? Too late.
sorry.
The second end scene at
Credits.
the very very last end when your bladder is screaming, it comes on and it's maybe 5 seconds.
It's actually, I do believe it's probably an actual scene from probably the series.
Which again, I thought in hindsight,
Yeah,
I think
Loki and Mobius are talking, and they see actually Kang, or that timeline's version of Kang, who's just creating, um, you know,
he looks like he's in a 1800 setting of what do you call it, a carnival salesman.
yeah.
But I do digress. I think Loki was one of the best, if not the best, series Marvel had put out.
Which is funny because critics loved it, yet some people didn't really get it.
I
The
loved it.
ones that saw it loved it, but
I
then
loved
they weren't really into it. Because
No, I loved it.
I've heard many people who they felt not much action, that it wasn't, but then again, you can't please everyone. And that's the thing. As long as you please, and the movie's funny. The movie is funny, but not over the top, slapsticky, every 10 seconds, we need a laugh track type like Love and Thunder was.
It's funny humor. It's funny amusing.
Yeah, no, I mean Scott Lang himself, Paul Rudd, he quips, he plays himself as obviously Scott Lang, and he's a funny guy. So, stuff like that comes out. But for the most part, it's well made, it's well done. It's just,
The last footnote I'll say, the last footnote is I think they missed the boat with giving the perspective of Mordok as comic relief, as opposed to he could have been something more.
Yes, it seems that the writer or someone, they said, you know what, we should bring Mordok into the MCU, and I give the writer kudos for shoehorning Kang into the story and also shoehorning MODOK into the story, even though MODOK seems like an afterthought, more like a henchman, kind of wasted. But then again, it's such a niche, unique character that people won't get, and people are. I mean, he's almost there for comic relief, which kind of sucks, you know.
Although I must say, right now, if I could get my hands on it, that's my Comic-Con costume right now.
Dude, you could. That's interesting. That's that. You know that could actually. I mean, don't know how we can do it, but
If you can go as Kang, then I'll go as him, and that would rock.
you know what? Let's do it.
Let's give it some thought. We have some time. Let's give it some thought. All right, your final thoughts, review recommendation.
Yeah, you watch it. If you're an MCU fan, watch it. Um, it's worth it. Not to mention, it opens up Phase 5, and it introduces the big bad. So you know, but don't go in thinking it's gonna be Infinity War. It's not. It's a good film with flaws. That's it. 7.5 out of 10.
All right, here. Again, thank you for liking, subscribing, and sending your feedback and emails. As the movies come out, we are right on top of it, and we're trying to give you up to the minute reviews and let you know when to not waste your time and when to spend your dollar. Thanks for listening to the Dead Air Dudes.
Thank you. And as always, if you like, comment, subscribe, save the whales.
Save the whales. I'm Kang Raka, not to be confused by Thor. Thank you very much.
And all right, take care, guys.